This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal life.
And we are glad that you have joined us this beautiful day. My name is Willie Kinyash. And today we want to talk about, is there hope for love? And maybe you're out there and maybe you messed up at your early 20s. You know, got married, got kids. And at the age of 30, you are divorced. And you're out there asking, is there hope for me? Will I find someone who can love me? What is it there for me? These are the kind of people you want to address this day. Benjamin, is there hope for such people?
Yes, there is hope, only with one condition.
Oh, there are conditions.
Yes. Everything in life has a price. You just need to check the price tag, whether you can afford it. So today we are describing the price tag for love after messing up. What are we calling messing up? Doing things that have complicated your life, that made you a parent too soon, that poured your heart to a person who did not even care, situation that was not even stable. We nearly had an outbreak. We nearly had a pandemic of premature, too young, parenting, children, babies, sex, cohabiting. We nearly threw our moral fabric through the window. It was such a widespread thing that it was very hard to challenge it. That a 19-year-old, 20-year-old getting children, and sometimes I get some dizziness when a 21-year-old boy is telling me I have this girlfriend. I get some dizziness. As a flash of a headache. Where are you existing, man? Where are you coming from? What is the time of your watch? What are you thinking? And many of them have gone all the way. Until by the time he's 28, he's telling me he has a countless body count. But he feels empty. What should he do? And I keep reminding them, we counselors are not magicians. Babu Aloliondo, I don't know whether he's alive or he died. But if you're looking for Babu Aloliondo, some place somebody can wave a magic wand on you and reverse all the years of madness and the countless body count. Today, my friend, you're going to climb out of that madness one step at a time. To take you a lot of time. I even doubt whether you're committed to that journey. I doubt. By the time you're sleeping with countless women, by the time you're 28, what are you living for? What are you doing? Okay. You say it was common in campus. It was not common in campus. It was common among a particular faction of students who lived that way. It was not everyone. We also went through college. Hey, don't come here to deceive us. You know, you can find two worlds in the campus, in the same university, two worlds in the same city, two worlds in the same. Which world do you choose? We were almost running out of anyone who could think straight about life, morals, and achievement, and goals. There was the language of purity and the language of celibacy, the language of discipline, sexual self-control. One lady wrote many paragraphs, Christianese. You know, there's a language like that. Who tell you the word somebody have God with, so God everywhere, church, ministry, everywhere. And she's saying a marriage that has gone south 2 years into it, and she's only 29. And when you check outside, you can't see another problem. She dated when she was grown enough, somewhere around 27 or 26, something like that. A reasonable period, 1 year. So you don't get the traditional long, obvious mistakes, red flags, dating 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You don't get that. You don't even get this rushing. You don't get, no, none of that. But she's acting like she has come to learn this man. And he has become so disrespectful, dismissive, absent-minded. And I'm telling her, no, There's something you're not telling me. Why you celebrate during dating? No, we started sleeping together 6 months into. Why all this Christianness? Why are you confusing? You compromised the foundation of learning people. So we were so away from sobriety that even those who are using faith to explain their journey, you can't trust it. You'd have thought it's given, but it's not. Then what do they tell you? I have prayed, repented. But it is the foundation of the marriage we are discussing today. Some lines, once you cross them, you have crossed them. In fact, we were advised at first, we thought it was, this is too much. Once you cross that line, stop that dating, go start elsewhere. Go get another person. If you find yourself having crossed on to sexual intimacy with the person you are dating, step about turn. Break. It will also be a discipline to yourself. Stop it. Go and look for another person. You will know where your standards lie next time around. You will know what it costed you. So if you are today coming from that generation that did not have guidance, again, really, the people we are discussing today are not loose, they are not unprincipled, they are not careless, they were naive, misguided over two things: seasons of their life and psychological healing. Seasons of life as to when you have mentally matured to see the world in perspective. Psychological healing as to by the time you reach in adulthood, you need to do adjustment. Psychological adjustment, energetic adjustment, personality discovery. There's a lot of psychological work you need the first time you land in the world, you land in college. You need to do psychological work. But because nobody was emphasizing it, what did they do? They started pairing up. It used to annoy me to see people in the Christian Union coming back to tell us in college, we were here and we met here, he was in that committee. College is a time for healing. Stop campaigning for coupling. It's time for healing. It's time for finding yourself. That's the time you practice delayed gratification. That's the time you see a person you're attracted to, but you don't do anything. You learn to hold yourself. You learn seasons of life. That's the time. Nobody told them these things. And I tell you the truth, you were promised that after you speak the truth, some will buy it, others won't. Even today, some won't hear, but we are speaking for the benefit of those who are interested. Many of the people we are talking to today, they heard this. They were just genuinely not knowing. So, step one of reforming, if you found yourself with children and you are in, some people are not divorced because they were never married, but they have children. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
It was never quite marriage.
Yeah.
It was something there that had everything like marriage, but it's not marriage. Mm-hmm. That's how unaware they were. And they came to come out without anything coming out, but they are there now. So if you come from that and you're the man and you're the woman and you're trying to reform, wondering, should I forget about love? Should I try? Should I not try? What should I expect? What should I hope for? We have very good news for you. You can have your best love life the second time around. And you are in the majority. Most people marry right after messing up the first time.
Wow.
And you won't believe the high proportion. Many people, it may not have been marriage, but their first attempt always goes wrong. It's how far the attempt went. Some people do not go as far as getting a child or living together, but they attempted. Because nobody was guiding us what should come before what. And we are still people shouting today, life has no formula. It's not about formula, it's about wisdom, seasons of life.
Yeah.
So do people are speaking confusions of their own confusion can find company? Mm-hmm. They're discouraging those who are trying to do things right. So they appear like it's impossible to do things right. Mm-hmm. They're comforting themselves by discouraging any kind of understanding and order. So they don't feel uncomfortable in their own disorderly life. Be careful with anybody telling you, age is on their number. Mm-hmm. As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest shall not cease.
Yeah.
There's a season for this and a season for the other one. Your life is the same. I'm going to tell you 3 things you're going to do to give yourself the best love life this time around. Number 1 is radical acceptance of your past. Radical acceptance of your past. The past that you were handed and the past that you grabbed yourself. Where you were born, you did not choose. Found yourself there. You were handed a particular kind of environment. You were talked to a certain way. You were directed a certain energy. You were handled a certain way, and you could not run. You know, when you're grown up, you don't like how people are treating you, you walk away. When you're a child, what could you do? You just had to take it in. Take it in. What did you take in growing up? When you go, next time you see children playing in school or someplace, I want you to check the following 2 groups. There are children who are just there. They are finding comfort in each other. They're just there. And many times they are aggressive or just excited or something, but you can see this is the place that they're trying to find happiness. Then there's another group that beams with happiness. They are at ease. They are confident. And they can look at you in the face. Hi, uncle. That does not happen to children naturally. Eye contact is very difficult for a child without being trained. It's very difficult. Because it's like they're engaging another person. Whenever you see a child looking at you and talking, because another does it with them. Children who are flourishing under love are very different from children who are just surviving in a homestead. Get the difference?
Yeah.
Some parents are not present. They are around, but they are not
present.
That's different. They are around. They pay bills, food, rent, but they are not present to the child. They don't talk to the child. They don't soothe the child. The child is struggling with an emotion. They don't validate the child and the child does well. They don't guide the child on playing. They don't talk to them. They don't tell them what they think about them. Many children raise themselves. If you raise yourself like that, you're going to emerge into adulthood. 18, 19, the coincidence of when you finish in school is usually about the same time you're finishing the first level of school. Go to college. So you come to college when you're becoming age of majority. You get? We call them social autonomy. That's the time you're trying to get social autonomy. That's the first time you assess your life. Really, we said the first thing you shall do today when you're trying to reform your life. And also, generally when you're growing, and I wish a young person would catch this and save their life. Because it's what we are teaching that is something else today.
Yeah.
Do an assessment of your life. We call it panoramic view. Capture a photo that is sweeping from childhood to this point. Where am I? Where am I? So check how you grew up, what you breathed in. Did you breathe in love or survival? That's why you've been settling for people who are not loving or not present, and you think that's all life has to offer. Because that's what you know. Really, by the time a person is abusing you, insulting you, scolding you, and you're staying there, it's because you know it from elsewhere, because you feel like you deserve it. Nobody can treat you less than you deserve it, and you sit there. You can't. You can't take it. Okay, there are people who can break you gradually, and they train you to take in abuse, but only because you are also disconnected from the people who are agents of your love. When your mom loves you, your dad loves you, and you're always friends, when you're being mistreated, and you tell them, they wake you up, tell you, you don't deserve that, stop taking that. But many times we cut them off.
Yeah.
Because we are too immature. We think we are excited in love. All right. Assess how you grew up. And number 2, assess how much damage you have taken because of how you grew up. When you're in 30s, you have 2 kinds of things to heal from. Your childhood and the results of that unhealed childhood for the previous 10 years or thereabout. Many of these people have been messing up for 10 or 15 years at most. And that's very repairable. It's not easy, but it's doable. You have time. You get it. As opposed to when you are 60-something, we can try to repair some things and get what we can do, but you may not go back to when you are 12. Now, what about 22, 32, 42, 52? Yes, you can. As long as you are alive, you can always improve your life. But we are saying it is way better to transform when you're in your 30s. Or even early 40s, something like that. You have more time to apply the new life, isn't it?
Yes.
Nobody is a write-off. We don't write off anybody. Even when they are 90, as long as you are alive, you are being given another chance to do better.
Yeah.
But we are encouraging those who are waking up in their 30s to stop thinking they are late because society had put another deadline of 30. Like now you are expired goods. When you cross 30. Who wants you? Nobody is interested. No. For as long as 30s are the best time now, when you have seen, 10 years, 15 years, you have seen the world, but majority of your life is still in front of you. You still have your 30 solid working years in front of you. For example, the working season for your life is usually 30 to 40.
Yeah.
When you have 30 years ahead of you for working, for energy, hoping that you live that long, but years of energy that you can count on, your life is still intact. True or false?
True.
It's still intact. You can build an empire anywhere, isn't it? You can start at zero from Australia.
Yeah.
When you are 60 or 70, yes, people say that he started a KFC, but he only started. He could not build it. He did not have time. Oh, but the guy started KFC. You can start. But if there were no builders, he could not have built it. He did not have time. You can start even at 70, at 90, starting only. But building takes what? Time.
Yes.
When you are young, you can build. Listen, stop calling yourself old. You're not old. Old is 85. The official retirement age is 65 and above. If you're not 65, why are you rating yourself off? And we even have program. I've met a lot of 65-year-olds. One of them had come even for our conference, trying to restart another chapter of their life. And I was so excited.
Yeah.
That person was full of energy, full of hope, full of experience. And they were saying, I must touch thousands of young people in this last stretch of my life. With my message, with my wisdom, just guide me how. Listen, she was serving her purpose in her old age. You can start now. Radical acceptance means you assess the childhood you are given and you assess how much you went through. And then do what? Undertake minimum 12 months of healing.
12 months.
Yes.
Why 12 months?
I'm emphasizing it because we tend to underestimate psychological work. And we only visit psychological clinic. We only pop in. Once I realized that, I stopped doing these standalone sessions. Somebody comes, pays for one session, they think whether they will be there next week, whether they are available next week. No. If I cannot journey with you from point A to point B, I will not come in. So many times we usually say, let's hear. Many people give you a free consultative hearing, just free to hear what is happening in your life and what they can do and how they can help you. And if you write it up there or you say it there, what is going on, somebody can give you quick directions. Those 12 months, I want you to engage a professional. If you can, sometimes you cannot do it immediately, but you can follow the work we put out, the work professionals put out. You can read their books, can attend conferences. We have one in November 11th, where we are talking about growing in your love and growing in your money. We are teaching people how to balance both lives, to have rich love life and rich career life. These people, when you have come to a place where it's time for healing, you shall assign a block of time when you're not getting into any relationship or making any drastic decisions. You're just working on yourself. Should be that year, that 12 months, should be relatively settled. Relatively settled. You're not flying from here to Canada to the other place. If your job involves a lot of traveling, try to minimize a lot of disruptions that month. To have daily schedule. And that 12 month, this is what you're doing. Every day you take 1 hour. Minimum. 1 hour is very short when you're doing the kind of work we're talking about. But start with 1 hour morning routine that involves studying healing materials. Involves doing gratitudes. We have gratitudes, we have affirmations, we have gratitude is what to express gratitude for being here, for things that you're thankful for. And also affirmations is what you are becoming, what you are shaping yourself into. The books you are reading, the places, the writings you are doing, the pouring out. We are compiling a book about letters of healing to demonstrate how you can express yourself to people you can't talk to. We write letters to process the pain they left us with. The first thing is radical acceptance. You assess what happened without shame, and then break down what happened when you were a child, and then start dealing with it procedurally. Come to part 2. This experience you're coming from, how it robbed you, how it unfair, how you accommodated so much, how you felt like you betrayed yourself. Stay in that place, processing those, unpacking, offloading. Give it a year. Those who do concentrated work when you're in your 40s, from 40s we do it 6 months. When you're in your 30s, I suggest take a year. Your feelings will be craving for attention because you've never been alone. It will be very uncomfortable being alone because you skipped the single stage by getting to this 7-year relationship.
Yeah.
You are running away from being alone. Remember I told you, it's usually a refuge, an avoidance of another pain that is calling for attention. Instead of healing it, you indulge it with anesthesia, with a painkiller of a relationship. Now you're facing that same pain, and you may rush into something else to just avoid it, and you feel anxiety. Actually, some people, when they sit alone, they feel panic attack. They can't be alone. They collapse. My friend, sit there with a panic attack. Talk to it. Listen to your feelings. Deal with it until it learns to go away on its own. That's how you're healed. When you come to date, you will date from a place of health and deep connection. Deep goes to deep. Not fixing. When you fix, you're not marrying a person who can sustain your health. They can only sustain you when you are unwell. The first step is radical acceptance. The second step is change course. Change course on 3 things. Remember, legend tells us that the captains of Titanic were warned 6 different times that snow had been detected on their path, that they should slow down, change course, and avoid disaster. Yeah. Today I'm asking you to slow down and change course. Many people, for despairing that nobody wants them when they are who they are, they also go for another person. Many people get children, also get other people who have children, thinking they'll understand each other more. Thinking our experience is the same. It is very naive. Very naive. Children and biological character is personal. Some people got children and they were the villain. Others got children and they were the victim. You came from one villain and you're marrying another villain just because both of you have children. You should heal to know who is healthy, whether they have children or not. Do you understand? Many people, I don't know why. The moment they get a child, they start going for a person who has messed up a lot. So they feel like they're not judged. Some people just get one child and you hear them talking about becoming a second wife. Because you got a child at 22. Why can't you heal? You go to a person who has no space for you at all. What are you doing? They lost the concept that they still deserve. They did not heal. How I want you to change course is to stop going in the direction of identifying yourself by your situation. Start learning your identity as a person, as a man. Who are you? People may have serial baby daddy. You have 3 children. Oh, whatever. That was society identity. Come back to who you are. Learn your skills, learn your gifts, learn your talents, learn your heart, learn your personality, master your mental powers. If you can take that time to just speak to who you are, bring up who you are, you're going to find yourself very strong. After a year, you don't see this as a burden, as a shame. You see them as a valuable past, lessons in the past, and you're not that person anymore. You can be a good dad now because you are healthy and you can teach wisdom. But where did that come from? Washing, detoxing, cleaning your mind, and putting in new concepts, exposing your mind to healthy content, and speaking new language, and showing up differently in the world, and projecting new energy. If you do that repeatedly, daily for a year, my brother, you're very different. And you don't stop after the year. I'm just giving you minimum before you attempt going into anything else. If you don't heal psychologically, you get into other relationships that have similar dysfunction because you've already lost sense of who you are. Change course. To change course is stop defining yourself with relationships, with being someone. Define yourself by who you are and find what you're supposed to be living for. Native values. Values that are not imposed by who you're with. Values that are not controlled by who you're talking to. Find intrinsic worth that is not defined by, that's my woman, or that's my car. The intrinsic worth. Find something you can rest in. The third principle is to find your northern star, or your calling, or your purpose, or your major life's task. There before, you created a situation that swallowed you. And so you lived for managing that situation, for raising those children, for maintaining this relationship that is unstable and delicate, for, trying to make this thing work. And a lot of your energy went there. Do you see how it swallowed your life? Yeah. Wrong relationships swallow your life whole. they really engulf you. Now that you're out, find your reason for existence. Where do you find it? Discover your personality. Do personality tests. Check what you're naturally good at. Start to align your career to a place that gives you fulfillment. One way to know what you're good at in Carl Jung was suggesting, remember what you used to do as a child, and time flew. Hours flew like minutes. If you discover that as a child, you already discovered your area of gifting, your area of calling, only that you don't know it. Many people did not discover it that time. The environment may not have helped them, but they discover later in life. Another way to discover is what you like doing, the game you can play, not just for winning, but just for playing. What you play and you enjoy, even when you're not winning. Yes, you do win, but you enjoy the playing.
Yeah.
The best players are not always looking at scoring. It's the game. It's the game. It's in between here. Sometimes they do a very quality assist because they have done all the work and then they assist somebody to score.
Yeah.
So we are saying you find another reason for living. Why do you need that? Your native reason? One, you end up marrying a destiny mate, a person who helps you live that kind of life. You end up now finding a person for a higher reason. And when you converse with people, candidates, potential people, your conversation will be centering around depth and purpose and calling, as opposed to there before when it was just needs and fears. People will like you for where you're talking from. Not just what you say, but where.
Yeah.
So again, radical acceptance is the first thing. And assess what happened in your past. Next, change direction. Stop living for being Mr. So-and-so, the father to so-and-so, mother so. Find who you are as a person. Change. Take a year to just speak to yourself about who you are, your native values. And finally, the reason for your living should not be this mistake. Should be your major life task. Yes.
Wow, thank you so much. And there you go. I believe that this is something you have learned. And so we are here to tell you there is hope for you. You need to keep on learning and also take time to heal, and you'll be able to enjoy love again. Thank you so much. My name is Willie Kinyash.
This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heartmans. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life,